Right now, this is the engine that we've taken out, and as you can see, it looks as though the water pump has been leaking. You see the rust marks through the weep hole down here and on here, and running down around this aluminium housing around the crankshaft bearing. There's also the culprit, as far as I can see. If you can see that properly in there, there's a split in that hose, and once again loads of water there. This engine did also have a bypass made out of copper that was put in between these two pipes here, and you can see from the rusty water everywhere around here that it's had a significant leak for quite a while. And you can also see that over the top of the gearbox. There's been quite a lot of water running down there. This is our cheap second-hand engine, which I'm assured is good. We're not going to know that until we start trying to run it and get it up to temperature and things. So let's get some things changed over and get it ready to go back in. Going to change this clutch over, or at least take this clutch apart, so that we can see which one's better out of the original or this one. Obviously while it's out now it's easy to do, but once it's all in, we've got the whole job to start from scratch. Just have a look at it, so now's the time. Clutch has been apart before. It's got two different types of fixings in. Got one reverse torque, and the rest of them are a standard Allen key. So it's obviously had a clutch in it at some stage in its life. things out. I'm just got it caught up on the dowels, so anything will do just to separate those. There's actually not a lot of difference between this clutch plate and the one that was originally in the van. A little bit of surface rust on the pressure plate there. The clutch plate was actually slightly stuck to it, so it's a bonus to have taken it out and freed it up. But, I'll compare that with the other clutch plate that we've got available, see which one we're going to choose. Very little difference to choose between them. An LUK and a Valio clutch. So they're very similar. Now there's a noticeable difference. This engine has got a solid one-piece flywheel. The one that came out of the van has got a dual mass flywheel. It may be that this was a dual mass flywheel that has been converted to a one-piece kit, but just to be right, and the easy way to do this is to change over the flywheel from the old engine, because we know that that matches the gearbox. So it'll be off with this ring of bolts, change the flywheel, and then that means that we'll be using the clutch that goes with the dual mass flywheel, the pressure plate that goes with the dual mass flywheel, because then everything matches to the gearbox that we know is a good gearbox. So we don't want to be changing that as well. We'll have a bit of a swap round and we'll be back to you in a minute. Now this is always an awkward bit, because it's a lot of weight and a lot of lining up all to do at once, and it might take a couple of attempts, but we'll give it a go. I'm going to use this strap just to hold the gearbox in place and hopefully pull it a little bit closer to the engine as I'm trying to line up bolts. Slightly wider gap at the back here than we have around the front. As you can see there, just get a finger in and around here. Easily do that, so we've got to just try and straighten things up a little bit before we pull it up. Pop that through there for now. Give the flywheel a little bit of a turn. there we go, everything's built up, all put back together, gearbox is back on, we've got all of the ancillaries back onto the engine that we need at this stage. New belt is on, and we're ready to put that bit back in there. It's hung on the mounts, so we can now remove the engine plane, get that out of the way. And then it's time to reconnect everything.
Well, that seems quite successful. Took a little bit of time to get the diesel to come through again. That's to be expected after everything's been disconnected. Sounds like it runs quite sweet. A little bit of maybe a misfire there at low revs, but we'll consider changing those other injectors over at some stage. But for now, the proof of the pudding is going to be in the driving. So don't forget to like and subscribe this video, and if you want to see other things like this, then there will be more coming along. Thanks for watching.